What's up, everyone? The Ramblers are back, episode 5. I'm here with Dani and Eric again. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so we've got a bit of a slow week. This in terms of new things to talk about. But the main thing we got two main things. First off, episode 3 of Game of Thrones just came out. Or came out last week, but we've watched it. We're going to talk about it. Spoilers. But the next thing, because there's nothing else really to talk about, we're doing an unnecessary sequel to our favourite PS1 games, our favourite PS2 games. You guys excited for that?
I'm very scared.
Eric?
Oh, excited for the length.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh! Bro, we should have like a little soundboard where I can just have like a little ba-dum. But okay, so we'll talk about Game of Thrones first, because that's be the quickest one we can talk about. Episode 3 came out, The Queen's Justice. What do you guys think of it?
I'm very surprised at how, or not very surprised, very happy at how quickly the story's moving forward.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy compared to the old episodes.
It's fucking great. Like, ugh.
There's no fillers, there's no boring episodes of like, there's no anyone, I haven't heard from anyone saying how slow an episode is. Everyone's saying this has happened, every single episode.
Yeah. And like, I was talking to our friend Sean about it, and he was like, he loved how fast it was going. And but so much shit is happening though, like, it's not like it's skipping things, we're just getting to the important shit fast. Like, in this episode, Jon Snow and Daenerys finally meet up in one of the best dialogue exchanges the show has ever had in its entirety.
That was great, yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of Daenerys. I'm just like, she's slowly started to annoy me a little bit.
Yeah.
But that scene, I was like, no, that's why I love Daenerys. Like, she's fucking amazing. And then, like, I just love the whole... There's, like, memes about it with, like, the whole... Oh, you're in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn, blah, 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 all her titles. And
This is Jon Snow.
This is Jon Snow. Just, it was so good. But it was really cool, because it was like... I like how they avoided the whole... Because he's obviously like, I'm not here to help you, I need your help with the White Walkers and all that shit. I like how they dodged the whole... Instead of doing the whole, oh, White Walkers, sure, I'll help you, that, like, Daenerys is naturally like, what? Like, the fuck are you talking about? And all that stuff.
Well, yeah, because we've kind of forgotten that, you know, even at the beginning of the show, no one believed in the White Walkers, and still, you know, so few people have actually seen them.
Yeah. That whole episode, like, also Tyrion got much more of a role in this episode. Like,
He's been quiet lately, yeah.
Yeah, but in this one, he was, again, doing his just excellent dialogue with... Like, my favourite scene was probably when him and Jon are talking on the cliff, and he's just like, I came here to brood about my recent failures, but you're brooding here better than I am. It's making me sad about my failure to brood about failing. I was like, oh, that's fucking great.
That's good fun seeing them back together again.
Yeah, it's really good. And also the battle of, the attack of Castle Rock, which we saw.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to finally see Castle Rock.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And High Garden, for that matter.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the whole battle? Like, even though we won't see much, it's kind of montaged its way through. But what do you guys think about, like, of the outcome of that battle?
It was very short-lived, and I felt it was very rushed. Because, like, I remember I can't remember who was talking about it, but I think it was Tyrion explaining how, like, you know, if they went through the front door, then they'll be destroyed. Yeah. But then if they went through the tunnel...
That I created to have sex with hookers.
Yeah, by Tyrion himself.
Yeah.
That they would find more survival. But it's just kind of like... It was like that whole... It felt more cartoony and comical rather than like a proper strategy.
Well, it made sense,
I mean, I get it, but just because how they were like... They showed two possible scenarios, but then they didn't follow on with it. They just kept with that, I guess... what's the word? Like, idea montage?
I think all of it was... Like, all of it actually happened. It was just a distraction. Yeah, it was kind of confusing because it made it seem like
it didn't happen.
He was saying, hypotheticals, but no, it was all going on.
Yeah. I did like it, though, because a lot of people forget the Unsullied are meant to be, like, the best warriors. Yeah. Not just in Westeros, just in any continent ever.
Well, you know, I think we've talked about that we don't get that a lot.
No,
like, they die quite quickly sometimes.
That was just one thing I didn't like about the last season with the Sons of the Harpies.
Yeah, just
but how they were able to kill Unsullied, it's like, okay.
And it's supposed to be just rich folks wearing masks.
It's like, the Unsullied are meant to be the greatest warriors, like, ever, and before that we've seen them do pretty badass shit, but, like, I like this because it did reaffirm that it's like, no, okay, the Unsullied are fucking good. If you get them behind a wall, they can take an entire castle. Like, and then I like how they quoted Bronze Line, where it's like when he said in, like, I think season 3, where he was like, oh, like, give me a few men, I'll impregnate the bitch. And I was just like, oh, I love how they came back. And you see Bronn in this episode as well. He's back.
Yeah.
He's got he's gonna have probably more an active role in this season, which I'm excited. I liked that attack because you're like, oh man, everything's going pretty well for Daenerys and all them, and then it's like, oh, even though they took Castle Rock, it's kind of a loss because like they get screwed. All their ships are destroyed now by Euron's fleet and all that shit.
How quickly did Euron reach King's Landing?
I feel like
and then go back.
I feel like in the show they've given Euron super boat powers.
Yeah.
Like if they need his fleet somewhere, his fleet is there.
Quicker than
I like to
trying
assume.
to reach Winterfell.
I like to assume it's like Davy Jones's ships from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They just show up like.
It's supposed to be pretty big, so I guess like some of them could be at one place and the
Yeah.
rest in the other. Also, one thing I did think with Castle Rock is they do say this, but you know, it is kind of a mishap on Tyrion's part because yeah, you're right. You know, as they say, Castle Rock really doesn't have any value. Highgarden has all the resources.
Yeah.
No one is really at Castle Rock because Tywin Lannister's dead. The only two Lannisters left are at King's Landing.
And also the Lannisters are currently not worth a lot.
Well, no, because at
the end of the episode,
Tywin Lannister says on one episode they're out of money.
Yeah, and at the end of the episode they have gone back up because again, which leads to another big event, and there's so many big events this episode. Like holy shit, the attack of what's the city again? The Lannisters attack.
Oh, Highgarden.
Highgarden, yeah. Like they essentially use that to like get their money back that they owe the Iron Bank, which I thought was a really cool plot twist. Where it's like, oh okay, like it makes sense. I was like, what would Cersei? I was like, how is Cersei gonna get the money? Oh, I'll just wipe out another family and...
You mean the Tyrells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, how is Cersei going to get the money to go... to pay the Iron Bank back? 'Cause Iron Bank's like, hey, bitch, you owe us mad dosh. And then she's like, ooh, okay. How is it... Okay, no, wipe out another house. Yeah, that's cool. And that end scene was fucking great. Like, with,
Oh,
yeah, going out with style,
with
yeah.
Olenna?
Yeah, Olenna and Jaime. Like, I love because, like, Jaime's, like, he's like, I'm going to kill you, but, you know, I respect you. You're cool. Like, and then at the end she's like, well... I hope I don't die as gruesomely and painful as your son, BT Dubs. I was the one who killed your son. And you can see Jaime like, I want to, like... You just see it inside him, he wants to pull a sword out and just, like, slice her down into pieces. But he doesn't, because he's... Oh, like, he's a gentleman man. Kinda. But how'd you get... Sometimes. Wait, what did you guys think of that scene? I loved it.
I loved it.
That was great, yeah.
Like...
I have mad respect for Olenna. I mean, I always liked Olenna as a character. Just that
I was just so
line.
happy, she's left King's Landing so she didn't die in the sept explosion.
Yeah. And she had an awesome death scene. Like, she got the last laugh, essentially, which I really liked, even though I love Jaime, but I like seeing people getting screwed over in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, like, she's like, well, if I lose, I'm just gonna just inflict one more wound before I go. And it's just like, I love it. There was some, like...
It's always fun having two characters you like and just not knowing which side to really go for.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, that's a bit more like you want Olenna more than anything else.
Also, Lena Headey is, like, a loving, like... She is relishing in the role of finally playing, like, Cersei to, like, the full evil of what
That's
Cersei
I reckon,
is.
like, Peter Dinklage has, amazing moments. Other actors have. I reckon she's been consistently the best actor in the whole show.
Oh, yeah, easily, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, because Jon Snow's really good now. I remember when he started, he was a bit... Like, I was like, oh, he's not that good. Like, in terms of his acting ability, when he...
he was young when he started.
Yeah, he wasn't that good. Now because obviously he's gotten better as the show's gone on. He's learnt from the other actors who have done the show. Because a lot of big actors were in the show, like Sean Bean and stuff, were around when he was in the show. And obviously, he probably picked something up from Cersei Lannister, or Lena Headey and all them. And, like, as you can clearly tell, like, his acting has gotten considerably better as seasons of the show have gone on.
Same with Arya. Last season for it.
Same with Arya as well. Like, I didn't like her a lot, and Sansa a lot in the first. Not because their characters, was like, their acting is a bit like, we're young actors who somehow got these roles, and then...
that's like because they were child actors, and I feel like... Well, they were
Arya
quite young.
Arya was. Arya and Bran were child actors. Everyone else
was.
Oh,
no, what is it?
Sansa was.
She was a child actor.
Oh, yeah,
she would have been,
yeah. They were all under the age of 18 when they started acting.
John and Rob weren't. They were like 20.
Oh, yeah. But even then, that was still 20, 21.
Yeah. Rob was the only, like, out of the Stark kids in, like, the original season who was the one I'm like, okay, this guy actually is a very good actor. Where I was like, all the other ones felt green. They were like, oh, like, we're still pretty new to this, acting on a big show type deal. But as the show went on, obviously they got a lot better at acting and all that. But no, like I said, Lena Headey's like Especially now, I feel like she's like, oh, I can finally go as evil as I fucking want. Like, this is amazing.
Oh, like I said, she's fun in this episode when Euron gets the sand snakes in
Yeah.
front of her. Like her face, I was expecting her to like start frothing at the mouth. She looks so excited.
Oh, I love that. I love that when she's like at the throne, he's just like.
Because you never see her smile, but she looked like just so happy in that moment.
I love that scene where like he's like, there's only one thing I want. And she's like, and you will have it. He's like, yeah. She's like, when the war's won. He's just like,
And his talking with Jamie was
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah, like
that-
Jamie he's good at keeping a cool head.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he just and he goes to hit Euron.
no, it's great.
And I love the entire scene where both I forget what the sand snakes' names are. The
Yeah, I don't
mum
know either.
and
The
the daughter.
daughter,
How savage she was with
Oh,
just talking to
yeah.
them.
I was actually kind of scared because I was like, what is she going to do to them?
Yeah.
She's got the mouth.
And I love
like,
the
what
trick
could she do to
because
them?
I remember that scene started and I said to you, Danny, I was like, Cersei's like makeup looks a bit off. I was like, she looks
Yeah.
odd.
Oh,
And then-
Because
I
she
didn't
had
notice that.
pink lipstick
Yeah,
on her
and I was like,
lips.
why does she look weird? And then she kisses the daughter, and then like,
Wow.
so she comes back and like, her makeup looks. Oh shit, that was like on purpose. Like, and you realize it was the poison. And you're like, holy shit, Cersei is just like,
She's great at killing off like bad subplots.
yeah,
Characters
just,
we
like,
don't like.
you know, everyone. I feel like she's like everyone's just like, oh, I hate this religious subplot in Game of Thrones. Well, I'll blow them
I don't
all
like
up.
Dawn. Well,
Dawn getting on my nose. I want the mountain back. Well, I'll get that person back. But that was really good. There was so many great things happening in this episode. Like, it was a fucking good episode.
It was.
Like, I liked the first episode, loved the second episode. I loved this episode. This was a really good episode.
I mean, at the point that this goes up, episode 4 will probably be out. And
Yeah.
like I said, I peaked at the leaked episode
Yeah.
for about
you did.
50 minutes.
Bad, but no, it's
And I
alright.
said, if you like that one, you're gonna love the next one.
Alright.
Yeah.
I did see like a few leaked screenshots of that, but I won't mention anything.
Also, I love back on the episode, I love the I don't give a fuck mentality of Cersei. When she's like, cause she like bangs Jamie again. And like, Jamie's like, what are you doing? Like,
Oh, how is that just for like... She's so evil, it's like she kills her enemies and that's what turns her on.
Yeah. And then just like, I love that though when she's just like, in the morning, they're like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna go. She's like, what are you doing? Like,
No one
like,
can see
no.
this.
She's like, I'm the queen of King's Landing. I don't like, and people can like, the whole like, essentially, I don't give a fuck. And I was like,
Well, she's got all the power,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And that's
like,
the thing, where
yeah.
even when the woman at the door, saw Jamie,
Jamie.
then she kind of thought, well, I'm not going to say anything because if I say something, then I'm going to get my head taken off.
Also, our friend Ryan, he pointed something out to me that the handmaiden of Cersei Lannister has copied throughout the entire season, has copied Cersei's dress appearance. So like, you know, she has short hair now and wears like the tight black dresses, like the very formal like
Yeah.
battle dresses essentially.
I like them, they look really cool.
I
Yeah.
love it because it's all spiky and
Yeah.
sparkly.
Yeah, no. Every season it's the same chick as well. Has always had the same fashion and like thing of Cersei, which I thought was really cool. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like,
I can't remember in episode 2, but I know, or episode 1 for that matter, but I know obviously the final episode of last season, she wore that same battle dress that she wore in
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
recent episode when she killed the Sand Snake's daughter.
Yeah.
Because it's like that spiky, she was getting ready, she had the chains on, and she was just drinking her wine while the entire sept just exploded.
Yeah.
And then same outfit again, except for plus the red lipstick.
Yeah, it was really cool. So all in all, great episode. Yeah,
For sure, yeah.
This
Good
has
episode.
turned out to be a fucking sweet season. of Game
I'm
of Thrones.
excited for this final season.
I'm waiting for a really big battle because there's been some battles, but we've seen bits of the battles. Where it's like,
an entire episode.
yeah, where it's just like, because that's like that was part of the selling point of this that HBO going about. It's like, we're doing less episodes, so we've got more episodes per spectacle. And I was just like, I'm waiting for them to, because again, also the last big battle was Battle of the Bastards, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm wondering when we're gonna get the next one because, like I said, because episode 4 isn't one.
I feel like I think that this season will end with one, or
Yeah.
none this season, and next season it's just like spectacle, 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 and spectacle. No, yeah, like I feel like that's something they'll probably do. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, we liking Game of Thrones.
I'm
Yep.
excited
this
for
is
the
good.
rest of Game of Thrones.
We speaking of TV shows, we were going to talk about Rick and Morty, but me and Danny are lazy and didn't get around to watching the new episode of Rick and Morty yet. Eric's watched it.
Yep.
If you want to, you can talk about it for a bit.
Oh, I think we'll leave it till
Leave
next
it?
week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also 2 episodes will be out, so we do what we
Yeah.
did with
Yeah.
Game of Thrones last week. We talk about both in one go. I've heard it's really good. Yeah, alright, so the reason why we're here, our favourite PS2 games. So we're doing like we did last time, 5 each. We all talk about our 5, but this is like when we were all getting massive into gaming. So
historically wise.
Yeah, this is like when we were all old enough to like appreciate games, kinda. Like we were like this is when we were like we started getting our own games, and PS2 was I'm pretty sure our console of choice at the time. Well, not choice because the parents bought those consoles, but out of those ones, even though I think the Xbox is a better hardware-wise better console, PS2 has like the fucking god of like set lists of
And
games.
Sony didn't just abandon it one day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we'll talk about our favorite PS2 games, but we'll do honorable mentions first because I'm pretty sure we've all got a good amount of honorable mentions.
I
We'll
have
speed
about
through these though.
10 at least.
If anyone mentions an honorable mention that's on your actual list,
We'll just talk about it together.
yeah, talk about it together. So, hold on, I'm just getting the list up on my phone.
Okay, I was wrong. I have 21 honorable mentions.
Oh fuck! How much do I got?
I might remove a couple of them because some of them are like, yeah, I played this for like a second.
Who wants to go first?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay,
Eric.
I've got my list in front of me, alright. So the first one, which came kind of close to making the list, but just if we did top 10 it would, but is what I still hold as probably the best racing game. The best racing game I've ever played, Burnout 3.
Oh yes! Fuck! I forgot about Burnout games. Yeah.
It's just, the crashing, the racing, it was so much fun.
It was like, well, have you played any of the previous Burnouts to that one?
No, I
too?
haven't.
Okay, you're not really missing out because Burnout 1 is pretty bad. Like, not a good. I'd say it's genuinely a pretty bad game. 2 was an okay improvement on that. 3 was where and 3 was essentially what they decided Burnout was going to be for the rest of what Burnout is. Because 3 is where they were like perfected. It was less. It was more arcadey, but in a good way. They got the physics right perfectly. To that unrealistic but fun as hell setting.
The crashing,
Yeah.
The
takedown. That's because that was the title thing was called Burnout 3 Takedown. The introduction of takedowns was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I made that game so fun.
I remember just unlocking new cars and that what a treat it was.
Yeah.
Just because they all had uses for different things. Like if you're doing crashing, like unlocking, I think the fire truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And also brought out it had the crash game mode, where you just like launched your car.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, unlocking the fire truck.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Danny, did you play Burnout 3?
No, the first Burnout that I played was Paradise City, and I actually played that on PC.
That was the last Burnout game to come out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. Oh, the last proper one.
Yeah. Which it is a really good send off because that was the only one to go open world, and it's a fucking really fun game. Not the best Burnout, but
not as good as I'd say 3. Yeah, but
speaking of Burnout, I completely forgot about it, but I'll just quickly jump in with an honorable mention I added just then, which is the sequel to Burnout 3, which is Burnout Revenge.
Never played that one.
It's essentially 3 with more stuff, more ways to take down things, more cars, better graphics, and better control. It is probably the best. I'd say the best Burnout game ever made is Revenge. And yeah, it's fucking great. And I played it the most on PS2 because I had it on PS2 and 360, and I played it the most on PS2 before I got it on 360. But Burnout Revenge is great. So was Burnout 3. Burnout 3 is fucking amazing. All right, Eric, what's your next one?
I just put the whole 1 to 3 here with particular emphasis on 2 and 3. That's a Jack series.
Oh, Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I've never actually played the Jack and Daxter series.
I played a bit of 1 when it came out, but I played 2 and 3 quite a lot.
Yeah.
And they're just a lot of fun.
Jack and Dexter 1's one of my honorable mentions as well. Yeah. So yeah, never played 2 and 3 that much, but I love Jack and Dexter 1. I think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, they're all fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep moving on.
Yeah, keep moving.
I'll leave. I've got a couple series here, but I'll talk about a specific entry and I'll talk about the series when I get to them.
Yeah.
The Sly Cooper games.
Oh, again, I've never touched
Sly Cooper 1's one of my honorables as well.
1 to 3, yeah. I'd say particularly number 2 because it went open world and just did a really good job of it.
Yeah.
Bully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did a really good job of that. A lot of fun. Really hasn't been a game like it since. I'd love to see a sequel.
Are they talking? I think they're talking about a Bully sequel, or at least one's about to be released, or
I don't know.
They're in the process of making one.
I haven't heard any news
I
about
haven't
it.
heard it. It wouldn't surprise me if they're thinking about making one.
I feel like I remember seeing an article somewhere about them saying if they wanted a Bully sequel or they're making one, or yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll figure it out later. Continue.
GTA San Andreas.
Nah, okay, that's not.
Hasn't aged the best.
Yeah.
But it is still fun.
I never played it when it was new. I played it when it was old. So
a lot better than Free and Vice City.
I prefer Vice City. To
I love the aesthetic of Vice City, but gameplay wise,
oh yeah, they're all bad as each other. To be honest, I am not Well,
San Andreas is still fun.
I'm not the biggest GTA fan because I never played 3 and I've played them, but I never played them when they were new. I've only played them when they were
I played San Andreas when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm one of those people like I get if people love it, but if you're one of those people who didn't play it when it was new, you've missed the curve. Like you've missed the window of getting into San Andreas.
Yeah.
It's too old to get like all the flaws. Like to someone who's not nostalgic, it's like all the flaws are just like too big.
Yeah.
That's just how I
Fair
found
enough.
it. What do you think about it, Dani? Did you play San Andreas?
No, the first one I ever played was number 5.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, so I'm a very, very, very new
okay.
comer to the series.
Here's one which I'm sure, hopefully someone will have something to say about it. The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was on my honorable mentions.
Okay,
yep. Oh, fucking best GTA game ever
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
I spent too much time on that game.
It was just so much fun. Yeah.
Like, take GTA and put Simpsons humor on it. It's
Yep.
fucking amazing. And, like, all the secret, like, did you get to the Halloween level at the end?
Yeah.
And all the
That was good. Yeah,
all the references to the
costumes.
shows.
Yeah.
It's a GTA for the Simpsons fan essentially because it's got so much in-joke humor. It's amazing.
Is it more... Because I've never played it myself,
You're
and I
missing out.
feel like I've missed out on a
You
very,
have.
very crucial part of my life.
No, you definitely have.
But is it more kid-friendly?
Yes.
Than
Yes.
GTA?
A lot more.
Incredibly, yeah.
Yeah. It still has a lot of the Simpsons humor, which is very adult humor.
Or I'm more like comparing, because obviously everyone says it's the Simpsons GTA.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But-
Well, that's what.
You don't really do that much outside of your car.
Yeah, it's
Realistically, yeah.
It's kind of like you know you play Simpsons Road Rage.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's essentially that but they've added jumping out and exploring
Okay.
because Road Rage was the Simpsons version of Crazy Taxi,
Yeah.
which
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna put in here, but I've only played it on GameCube. So like, but anyway, so they essentially were like, hey, GTA is pretty cool. So this like what a lot of the Simpsons games at that time was they take a game and put a Simpsons paint job over it, and that's what Hit and Run is. But Hit and Run's fucking.
But
great.
it was actually good.
Yeah, like a genuinely good. Even Matt Groening loved it. Like he got to play it, and he loved it. Like the first thing he did, which is the first thing any of us ever did, is you went over and kicked the shit out of Marge Simpson.
Oh yeah.
The
Wow.
first thing you did once you realized you
She's fine. Yeah.
yeah.
You
could
just get the cops to come after you if you hit people.
Yeah.
You can't actually really hurt
you
them.
could kick people and body
Yeah.
slam them and like
You can run them over in your car, but they just fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like...
and if you did too many
Yeah.
disruptive things like hit letterboxes and destroyed things, you get this cop meter would fill up. And if it filled up, Chief Wiggum would come and chase you with a bunch of
Yeah.
cops. And there's really awesome jazz music. It was like dun, 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 and just like there was a lot of secrets as well. It was all based on Simpsons references and jokes and stuff. It was a fucking awesome game. Continue.
Once again, number 1 and 2 Destroy All Humans. Anyone?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, no, I've never actually...
Little
Yeah.
bit of fun.
Good old
By an
Dislocator.
Australian developer.
Yes.
Pandemic. Yep.
Good old
Yes.
disc locator.
Yeah.
The best gun in the game.
And just it's just fun playing, being an alien, being on the other side, having the piss taken out of the Americans.
Yeah.
Was quite enjoyable.
Yeah. Fucking good game. Good series.
Well, here's one that I think I saw on someone's list: Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
love
put
that
both
game.
on my honorable mentions, both Battlefront 1 and 2. I think they're both really great games.
Yep.
I think I played Battlefront 2 first on PS2, but
No.
I think when I was younger...
There's a dog barking.
I think when I was younger, I think my parents had Battlefront 1 and 2 on the PC. So,
My friend, you all know Axel. His dad got Battlefront 1 on PS2. We played that religiously, and then Battlefront 2 came out, and I hired that out. And then I think for a weekend we played it without sleep. We just kept playing it because Battlefront 2 is amazing.
There's so much to do. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
fantastic.
think Battlefront 1's got better maps in general because there's a lot of maps in Battlefront 1 that aren't in 2, which are really good. Like Bespin Cloud City's not in 2, which really annoyed
that's
me.
because Battlefront 2 was based around the newer series as well as the older series.
Yeah, but they ditched a lot of the fucking great maps from the first game.
That's what I'm... Yeah.
Instead of just keeping them, because they could have just kept them as they were and just added the newer maps. Because the new one had Jabba's Palace and all that. And there's a lot of really good maps, like you go to the Death Star in the new one, you could go to Mustafar, you could go to where Darth Vader was created, that was one of the maps.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, it was.
On the asteroid, I can't remember what the asteroid was called, but...
You could go onto the...
And 2 had a really good campaign as well, 'cause you played as the 501st.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It was just matches, but it was really cool though.
I love the space battles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know
It's sad that when the new Battlefront doesn't have better space battles than Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2's got better space battles, excluding VR. But yeah. Alright, continue, Eric.
Here's one you guys may not have played: The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
I haven't played, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Yes.
I remember
The
that
prototype for prototype.
Yes, made by Ramble. Yes, came out after the Ang Lee movie, but it's got no relation to it.
Yeah.
I think they made a Hulk movie based on. They made a Hulk game based on the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah.
The one with Edward Norton that was quite similar to that.
Yeah.
But no, it was just. They just made it fun. There's a lot of Marvel enemies to fight.
Mm.
The other main villain's voiced by Ron Perlman.
Oh,
He
yeah.
does quite a good
that's really
job.
cool.
Yeah.
And Ron Perlman's never a bad thing.
No.
Yeah, and they just got being the Hulk right. He's strong. You can jump really high in an open world.
Yeah.
It's just really well done.
Yeah. I know a lot of people really like that game.
2004's Transformers.
Yes, that's some honorable
It is
mentions.
on your other list?
Yes. Of course.
I
I don't know how many people played that. Did you play it?
I think I did. I know I played a Transformers game. I think it might have been that one.
There's the one where it was based on the Transformers Armada
Yeah.
series.
And that's
So
also,
the current-
I believe, an Australian game as well.
Yeah.
Melbourne House, yeah.
And it was really cool because it was open world-ish. It was like every level was an open world. You could play as Optimus Prime, Hot Rod, and
Red Alert.
Red Alert.
Oh, so you
Um,
couldn't play as the enemy?
No, not this
Okay,
one.
so then I played a different one. Then.
Yeah, because this one you play as, and it took place, like every map was different. You got the mini-cons,
Yeah.
and they powered you up in certain ways.
Different guns. It looked really,
Yeah,
really
I
good
remember,
for the time.
The only main issue is that it was a very hard game. Like I remember when I haven't played in a long time, but when I
Yeah.
played it on PS2 when I was a kid, I found it ridiculously
I went back
hard.
to play. I didn't find it too hard. It had
Oh,
some
really?
moments, but if you knew what to do,
Yeah.
like some of the bosses could be quite challenging.
Yeah, I remember trying to beat Starscream as Optimus Prime was really hard. As
What, the first or second time?
and when you're in the ice,
You in the both times you fight him in the ice.
okay.
Well, like earlier in the game or
later in the game.
So not in Antarctica, in Alaska.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. But like, I think for the second half of the game when I was a kid, I used cheat codes the shit out of that
Oh,
game because
yeah.
I could not beat it as a kid. And the final boss against Unicron was fucking amazing. Yeah. Like, oh, that was a good game. But yeah.
Oh, and the final one is Psychonauts.
Oh.
I was gonna put that on, but I've
Yeah.
only played it on PC.
One of the few people that actually played it when it came out.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Man,
A
look
lot
at
of
you.
fun, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. I played the first hour and I really liked it. I haven't gone back to it. I think it crashed on me, and when a game crashes on me, I kind of lose. I'm like,
Yeah.
I go from being like, I like this game to like, fuck this game, never playing it again.
But no.
And sadly that happened with Psychonauts, but I do want to go back.
Great characters, really fun environment,
Mm.
fun gameplay story. It's all really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely recommend that.
Alright, so those are your honorables?
Yep.
Alright, Danny, what are your honorables?
Alright, I'm gonna shorten mine down because there's about 20
I'm
odd.
gonna rapid fire mine, like this,
Yeah.
this.
Well, I've got about... Actually, I had more, but I've only got two. So I had two movie-based games. So
Yes, what are
one of them is the Stuart Little game.
they? Okay.
And
Which
the other-
one? Because one on PS1 and one on PS2.
PS2.
Okay.
'Cause this is a PS2 list.
Yeah, no, but like, make sure, because do you remember it playing on PS2?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, no, I bought it. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
And the other one was Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa. I don't, to be
I never
honest,
played the first Madagascar
yeah,
game.
neither did I.
I did. I played
oh,
the first one.
I didn't play it. I, for some reason, went straight to number 2.
I actually remember it being kind of fun.
Goddamn. Did anyone put Shrek 2 on there?
Oh no! I forgot about
God.
Shrek 2. Honorable mention, yes.
I remember I played. Oh, there was.
And honorable mention, Shrek Super Slam.
Yes! Oh my god!
Okay, no, it's serious honorable mention, Shrek 2, not serious Shrek Super Slam. I don't know how good Shrek Super Slam actually
Not
was.
good.
I played it. I don't know, like realistically, it was that good.
It's not, dude.
Controls were so janky.
Yeah, I know. Shrek 2 was fun though.
It's alright. Me and Axel beat that in a day. And we were like, I remember it just being really hard, not because it was hard, just the controls and just like, the shit you had to pull off was just really specific, and it was just like, ah! But yeah, no, yes, continue, Dan. Shrek 2.
Oh,
The
no.
game.
No.
It's a game we all
that's
collectively played as a generation.
Brought us all together.
Oh, man.
Alright, so continued. My honourable mentions include Crash Nitro Kart, so
Good
the
game.
PS2 version, I guess, of Crash Team
It's the
Racing.
sequel. It's the sequel.
Is it? Yeah. Alright. The only AFL game I ever played, AFL 2005. It's the stupidest game. I hate it now.
I
Me-
don't think I ever played one of those. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
which
think I
one.
played one.
I may have played one, but I couldn't
I
remember.
don't
It
want
was
to
a
remember.
grave mistake. I remember in one of my classes they asked everyone who has played a sports game. I think I put a hand up for like one of them. It's like, yeah, no, never again. Sports games are terrible.
For the most part.
We big beat sports.
Unless
Yeah.
unless it's Blood Bowl, it's yes, they're all
But
bad.
that's not a sports game.
Yes, it is. You play football. It's,
Alright. Yep. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. That
Yep.
was gonna be on my...
I was gonna put it on my list
Yeah.
as well, but I didn't want two racing games, so
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't have a racing game on there, but I just thought... I mean, the one that I did play the most was the first game, but I don't know.
Well, 3 was is one of my honorable mentions,
Mm.
and I love 3. 3 is the last great Gran Turismo game in my opinion. 4 was pretty damn bad. Which I think a lot of people would disagree with me, but
Yeah.
3 was the last great one, and for an early PS2 game, it holds up ridiculously well. Next one, Day?
Next one is... Oh, and you're gonna hate me for this, Kai. The Sonic Unleashed game.
Can you leave? You're
On PS2.
Yeah. It was... So... I think it was released for Xbox, PS2, and Wii.
every single console at the time.
Yeah.
So PS3, 360, PS2, Nintendo Wii,
Weren't
DS.
they different, the versions?
Yes, a lot of them were different.
Were they?
Yes, 'cause they were all
Oh.
handled by different companies.
The PS2,
Oh.
that may have even been
I
where
think-
they dialed back the Werehog missions.
Yeah, because
Yeah. There wasn't that many.
because I know
Yeah,
that the
it
Wii
would've been,
port
yeah.
is gloriously held up as the worst port. Is the
I
Wii
didn't
port.
know that, yeah.
The 360 and PS3 ports, I think, are the most.
I like 50-50.
They're okay. And I have heard that the PS2, because the PS2 port was held by a different company, because they were all done by different people. They had
That's weird.
this is the game. They're like, this is the game, and they were like, this company's doing the PS2 port, this company's doing the DS port, this company's doing the Wii port, this company's doing the main Sega team did the 360 and the PS3 port.
So
From
the
what I
main
know.
ones at the time, yeah.
Yes, but a different company did the PS2 ports, and I think the PS2 port is actually not too bad.
It's
from what I've
it's
heard.
alright. It's like as you said, the Werehog missions weren't as frequent, and
Yeah.
I was kind of annoyed because I did like the Werehog.
You're like
missions
the
best.
one person who likes the Werehog missions who have played Unleashed.
Yeah, I know it's a Sonic game, but it's because
Sick.
I never followed or was a fan of Sonic as a kid, and I still I'm really not a fan.
Is
but,
anyone a fan of Sonic? Let's be
Uh,
real.
yeah. But I was like, oh, that's cool. I get to run fast and collect coins. That's really boring. Oh, cool. It's like a adventure thing, and your arms are stretchy, and like you can actually attack. And that was my.
Someone talking positively about Sonic Unleashed.
I liked it. All right.
Did anyone put Shadow the Hedgehog?
Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, that was a thing.
Never got around to playing it.
Don't play it. It's not good.
I actually did have quite a few racing games. So obviously I had Crash Nitro Kart, Gran Turismo 3, Juiced 2. I don't actually remember it that
I
well.
played it on 360. It's not good.
Actually, yeah, no, I played it at a friend's house on 360. I think I ended up... That was at the time where I didn't really know how to play racing games. So I just used... And because there was no... I don't know what you
Juiced
call it.
controlled very weirdly, from what I remember.
Yeah, and there was no armor, as per se, on like the
Durability,
cars.
yeah.
So I just kept on bumping into the walls and kept on going, and
It's not a good game, but yes.
and then the final racing one was Need for Speed Carbon, which you again, Kai, don't like.
I'm not huge on
Never
it.
played Carbon.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I liked the music. The music was cool because it was a nighttime game. Like you only played at nighttime, and it was.
It did have very atmospheric music, but I remember not liking it back then because before that, Need for Speeds had OSTs. Not OSTs, compilations.
Yeah.
So they had like here's a bunch of music, as where Carbon ditched that for an OST, which I was like,
But they had songs of real music, like so
not many though.
proper bands. Yeah, like I
but
remember.
not compared to what Most Wanted and
Oh.
the two Underground games did,
Yeah.
and Hop Suit 2.
Mm.
No, it wasn't a lot. But I respect that now. As a kid,
Yeah.
as when I was younger, I hated that. But
Because it was like, because I like the aspects of racing games that I like that aren't the racing sims, like the Gran Turismos. I like the fact that you could customize the car, both like
yeah,
internally
it did
and,
have a
like,
good
visually.
car customizer.
And also
and the
it
canyon
had,
races were cool.
and also it had the aspect of being chased by the police, which I like from
Most Wanted had
Most
that.
Wanted, yeah, which is the original one.
Yeah.
But that was fun. That was a nice one.
Yeah.
So going away from racing, Star Wars Force Unleashed, the
I
number one.
only played that on Xbox.
I
really?
played it
On
on
360.
PS3 and Wii, and
The
I
Wii
think
port-
the Wii was supposed to be similar to the PS2 one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So not like So
Mm.
on one
Yeah.
one of the times where the ports are very different depending on where you play it.
Did
So me and Eric have played the same version.
Yeah.
Your version is actually pretty different.
I think the
one we
Wii, like saying the Wii's similar to the PS2 version.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did it
Yeah.
use the Joy Cons as like a lightsaber?
Yeah, it did,
Oh,
yeah.
was it fun or like?
I don't think because it came out in it wasn't like 07, was it? It
I
was
think
early.
specifically Force Unleashed
Mm.
2 on the Wii was completely different as well. Like,
Well, yeah, because it would have been a fairly early Wii game, and it wouldn't have been very accurate. I don't
Yeah.
remember it being particularly
same with like
accurate.
And
Do we like Force Unleashed? I'm
I
okay
like
with
it.
the first one. I'm one of the few who actually like the
It's
second
okay,
one.
yeah. I didn't know.
I don't remember the second one. I don't think I finished
The
it.
second one's like a 3-hour game, but I enjoyed the 3 hours I
Yeah.
spent with it.
I hate the end of that so much.
Oh, the end's bad, but yeah. Let's continue, Danny.
But yeah. And you, Eric already mentioned Battlefront 2.
Yep.
But I also put down Battlefront 1, but yeah, same thing really.
Yeah. Both great games.
Yeah, and finally, the Spyro games. So I had a couple. I have one on my proper list, but I have two in my honorable mentions. I have Spyro: A Hero's Tale, as well as Spyro: A New Beginning. And are they part of the same trilogy?
No, they're not.
No?
Hero's Tale it's essentially, who made Hero's Tale? I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember.
Is it Traveler's Tales?
Oh, might have been.
Might have been Traveler's Tales. They're the guys who made the Lego games.
Yeah.
And I believe they made Wrath of Cortex, which I know you don't like,
Why
Eric.
are we mentioning that again? We mentioned it before the podcast.
Yeah. No, so Hero's Tale was its own thing. That was meant to be like a bit of a sequel to Enter the Dragonfly, but Hero's Tale was meant to be its own, like it's the ones excluding the trilogy that came after it. It was a Spyro that stood on its own. It was kind of a sequel to the original trilogy of PS1 Spyro, but it did a lot of things differently. It was meant to be like what Enter the Dragonfly was, which was the first PS2 Spyro. What that was meant to be is what Hero's Tale is.
Because
I'm just gonna adjust the mic a bit. So, yep, cool.
So is Hero's Tale? I'm assuming Enter the Dragonfly. You play as Sparks.
No.
Oh, okay.
Spyro.
So this one in Hero's Tale,
You play as a bunch
you
of
do
people.
play as Sparks, and Sparks talks.
Yeah.
And I remember both me and my sister, when we first played it, we kept on laughing because his voice was really stupid, and also the fact that he talked was a very stupid idea.
Oh yeah.
Because it was the whole
He's voiced by David Spade in the new trilogy.
Yes, I know, and it's very funny that he is. And also, Elijah Wood is the new Spyro.
Yeah. And
Is he still the new Spyro?
No.
Oh.
And Gary Oldman is in the trilogy that came out after the original trilogy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of the dragons. Yeah, they got some fucking A-listers on that fucking game.
Ignitus?
And they got David Spade.
Yeah, David Spade. Yeah. I don't know who he played. I haven't played a lot.
Mm.
What was the other Spyro game you put on?
And A New Beginning.
Yeah, so that's the beginning of the new trilogy.
See, I liked that one.
I know a lot of people don't like it because it's really different to a Spyro game, but I played a bit of it and I thought it was alright. It was kind of cool. But, so that's all your honorables?
Yeah, that was
Alright,
really good.
let's go to my one. It's long, but we're just going to fly through it because a lot of these have actually been mentioned already.
Oh, really?
Yes. Alright, so this game, I don't think I've told you about this, Dani. Ark, Twilight of the Spirits.
Oh, yeah.
Also expect a lot of JRPGs on this list. It's a really cool, like, JRPG game. It's really, like, unique. It's all about, like, you play as two different characters, and, like, the story goes between them. It's really fun. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. Really fun games.
I didn't actually know that, until you told me, I didn't know that Baldur's Gate was on PS2.
Well, these are very different to what Baldur's Gate is. Like, these are Diablo games, essentially. The Diablo clones.
Yeah, but I always thought that just because it was like that Baldur's Gate was just on PC.
Well, no, Baldur's Gate's nothing like that.
Oh.
Have you ever played?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Baldur's Gate are like top-down RPGs, but they're very turn-basedy and they're very D&D-ish. Like they play like D&D campaigns.
Oh, okay.
And they're really good. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is nothing like that. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is if they took the skills and stuff of D&D and put it into a Diablo game.
Oh, okay, alright, so they did adapt it for the consoles.
Yes, and it's really good. I love the Dark Alliance games. Dark Cloud, another weird... It's like a JRPG, a dungeon-crawling JRPG where you also manage a town and look after people. Really good game. And now I'm going to go to a series that you guys have at least heard of, Devil May Cry.
Oh, yeah.
Putting Devil May Cry 3 on my honorable mentions.
Just Devil May Cry
Just
3?
Devil May Cry 3, because Devil May Cry 2 is bad, and Devil May Cry 1 might come up later. But Devil May Cry 3 is fucking amazing. It's probably the best of the series, but it's not my favourite.
Oh, I've got some honourable mentions I just remembered. We'll chuck enough of yours. It's only like 2 games in the same series, yeah.
Dragon Quest 8, probably the best Dragon Quest game ever made. Really good. Matt got me into it, and fucking such a great game.
How many Dragon Quest games have you
There's
played?
I've played 8, I've played 5, I've played 10. Oh no, I haven't played 10. I've played 9, and I've only played 5, 8, and 9.
What's the latest one that's just come out?
In Japan, it's Dragon Quest 11.
Oh.
And 10 never came out outside of Japan.
Oh, okay.
But 11 should be coming out which is going to come out on PS4, 3DS, and Switch, and each version is going to be different.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright, so we got that. Draken, the Ancient Gates. Have any of you guys heard of that game?
Is it just called Drac?
Drac and the Ancient Gates.
Okay, no,
Never
I don't
played
think
it.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so it is as if an action RPG had a kid with Tomb Raider. It's pretty good. It's aged
Okay.
it's aged a bit, but it's a really fun. And you get to fly around dragon and blow shit up.
That's
You got dragon flying.
Like the Rain of Fire game.
Castlevania Curse of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Really good game. Really good follow-up to Symphony of the Night. It was the first to, excluding Castlevania 64, it was the first Castlevania game to go 3D, I'm pretty sure. Someone can probably tell me if I'm wrong. Gran Turismo 3, you've already been mentioned.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, both great games.
Oh, yeah.
For very specific reasons. 2 being my favourite. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. It's essentially God of War or Devil May Cry, but you put a Lord of the Rings paint job on it.
Oh, that
Might
reminded
have played it, yeah.
Really good. We've met Need for Speed Most Wanted. Really good. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Really good as well. The entire Ratchet & Clank series, excluding Size Matters. So 1, 2, 3, and Gladiator. Love all of them. They're all great. One's aged quite a bit, but 2, 3, and Gladiator are fucking amazing. Resident Evil Code Veronica X.
What number's that?
It's meant to be Resident Evil 3, but because of a bunch of stuff, so there is a Resident Evil 3, but because of how long Code Veronica was taking to be made, they had Capcom were on a deal with Sony to make 3 Resident Evil title games. So they made 1 and 2, and then Code Veronica was meant to be 3, but they were taking a while to make it, and they wanted it for PS2 because how their vision was going for it. So they wanted that to be 3, but Sony was like, "No, you said you signed up for a deal to make a trilogy of Resi games." So they scrapped together Resident Evil 3 out of just an idea, and they called that 3, and then they released Code Veronica on Dreamcast, and then they released Code Veronica X on PS2, and I believe Xbox. I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Might have been at one point, yeah.
Before you go any further, your Two Towers one reminded me of an honorable mention. Third Age.
Oh yes, so Lord of the Rings with Final Fantasy with Lord of the Rings paint job.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
It's alright. It's not that good. Soul Calibur 3.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was like, I'm surprised. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
because we were talking about this last week.
I was like, you clearly put it on your list. Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
Soul Calibur 3 is fucking amazing and one of the best fighting games ever made.
Yes, it is.
I got Dani into it in like 10 seconds because all I did was go, "Dani, do you want to play Soul Calibur?" She's like, "What is it?" It's like, "It's a fighting game." You're like, and I'm like, "Fighting game. We get to create your own character, and it's all weapon based." You're like, and
I need to write that down. So let's see. I don't have it anymore. Let's see if I can find a copy on eBay.
I got it. It's on there.
You forgot the most important thing. It has a boob slider.
That's not 3. Doesn't have a boob slider.
Well, the one you got me into has
5.
a boob slider.
5's got the boob slider.
And that's got me into Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah, and
straight away.
well, I got you to play 3 first. No, 5 first, and then I was like, "You want to play 3 because 3's the best of the series."
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 2 fans come at me.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I forgot about that.
On that note, I get annoyed when people say Soul Calibur 2 is the best because Soul Calibur 2 doesn't have a character creator. You're all fucking wrong. And everyone I've talked to about Soul Calibur, as soon as I mention there's a character creator and you can choose your fighting style and your weapon style, they're like, "What? How have I not heard of this?" And then gone straight to playing it. Speaking of fighting games, Tekken 5, the best Tekken game. Tekken 3 fans come at me.
Good, yeah.
I don't know. I think you're going to hate me for this, but I like Tekken 3 and Tekken 5 equally.
Oh, okay. For nostalgia, yes, Tekken 3 is really damn good, and I think on the PS1 it's the best of the Tekken series. Tekken 2 fans come at me.
It did include character creation. I'm not sure if 4 did it.
Tekken's never had character creation. It's had
Not character creation, character customization.
Yes.
Yeah.
But 5 is Tekken 4 is bad. Like I think Tekken 4 is awful.
I never touched
But
it.
Tekken 5 is the Tekken that ever since then they've used as their blueprint.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what Tekken should be, and ever since then I don't think they've ever come close to getting. Tekken 7 was good. Not Tekken 5 level of good. Tekken 5 is amazing. Movie license again, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Did play a bit of that.
Really good game.
Just the Harry Potter series.
Kind of a movie license, but not really. 007 Nightfire.
Okay.
Oh, a lot of
What
people
was
like that.
that?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, really. It's a 007 shooting game, but reminiscent of GoldenEye, but better than GoldenEye.
But it's its own.
Its own
thing,
own.
yeah.
It's not based on a movie. It's its own universe. It had a great multiplayer mode with 4-player split screen. It's probably the best James Bond game. I'm not a huge fan of GoldenEye. I think it's aged horribly, but Nightfire is aged very well. Guilty Gear X2, another fighting game.
Oh yeah.
Really, really awesome game. Guitar Hero 3. Pretty sure we can all agree we all love that Guitar Hero. Ico.
Oh no, I didn't play Ico. That reminds me of another honorable mention.
That's how I haven't played the one that you're going to put on.
Yeah.
But I have played Ico. I've played bits of what you're going to put on, but Ico is amazing. It's one of them.
What is Ico? Because I never played it.
It's a game that takes place in a dystopian fantasy world, essentially, and you play as a little boy who has to escort this girl out of this evil castle, essentially. It's kind of like The Last Guardian, also the same developers.
Oh, okay.
I believe Ico was their first game they ever made, and it's fucking amazing. It's one of those games where it's like they went for artistic value over game, and it's really good. Jack and Daxter 1, already mentioned. Sly Cooper 1, already mentioned. I haven't played any of the other ones. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, one of the best tag team fighters ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, the best Prince of Persia game ever made. Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about that more.
Yeah, okay, because fucking alcohol about that.
Yeah. Simpsons Hit and Run, which we already mentioned. Star Ocean Till the End of Time, which is a sci-fi based JRPG. Really good series. And I think Till the End of Time is probably the best one. A lot of these series, I think their best installments are on the PS2, and I've gone back to play a lot of these series, and I still think they're the best on the thing. Battlefront 2, we've already mentioned. Did any of you guys play Time Splitters?
No.
Oh, okay, so that's another, a shooter that plays like the James Bond shooters, but it's a time-traveling shooter where you go to all these different areas and you play with all these colourful characters. Time Splitters 2 is what I'm talking about. It's fucking amazing. I know, Dani, you've played this, but you played it on PC. Quake 3 Evolution.
I love Quake 3.
I love it as well. This is the PS2 port, and this is the one I played before I played it on PC, and the PC version is better. But Quake 3 Evolution is just Quake 3 for PS2 with all of the stuff that in Quake 3. I think a little bit more. And Transformers 2004.
Yep.
Alright, cool. So that's our honourable mentions.
Oh,
Who wants to go first with
I'll
their
just
5?
got my other ones. Honorable mentions.
Oh, yes, you got some more.
So, did anybody ever play the Maximo games?
Yes, Maximo, yes.
Yeah, I played
do.
1 and 2, they were fun.
Yes, I've only played 1, and 1 is... Despite the fact you have to pay to save, with the in-game currency,
in-game
you had to use your coins to save the game, which was It is a very bad design choice, that being said. Maximo is very fun. It's essentially Legend of Zelda for PS2.
Yeah.
But a little bit better.
1 and 2, I think 2 might have been a bit easier.
Yeah.
From memory,
But 1 had so much charm to it. It was just
Well, 2 did as well. Yeah, the menus were really cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've always wanted to return to Maximo.
And my other one was, I totally forgot about it, which is making me think I may have forgotten other games, but hopefully not, was Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I haven't played it enough to warrant putting it on
Yeah,
here.
it is
I've only played bits of it. But, yeah. Alright, so who's going first with their list?
I guess I'll start because I have the first honorable mentions. Alright, well, since it got a cheeky mention just then, Ratchet and Clank 3.
Yes. I'd say the best of the PS2.
Yeah, all the PS2 games are good. One's hard to go back because of the remake, just because of no upgradable weapons.
And also, there's just a lot of the health. I'm not a big fan of how health works. It's a very old, Ratchet and Clank 1 pushed boundaries a lot further for character platforms, but still kept a lot of the stuff that character platforms had, one hit health. Not one hit, but not numbered health. It's hit health and again no upgradable weapons. And it's a very old platformer, if that makes sense. And also the graphics, they've suffered quite a bit.
And I mean, Ratchet, they got a different voice actor. He's not super likable in that one.
He's very
he's unnecessarily dickish in that.
He sounds like Sonic.
Yeah,
he does, and it's not good.
But no, it's got some good stuff. 2 was an improvement in pretty much every way. It's got its problems. There's too much collecting.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it in the last podcast. I used to hate Ratchet and Clank 2, and then I went back to it on the HD collection. I really love it now. I think it's one of the better ones. I almost like it more than 3, but I haven't played 3 in a very long time. But yes, 3.
And Gladiator's good as well.
Yeah, Gladiator's a lot of fun. It gets a little too much hate in my opinion.
But I mean, 3 was just the epiphany of all the good ideas. All the guns are fantastic.
Yeah.
It felt so good to upgrade them, a lot better than 2.
A lot more of a story focus as well.
Yeah.
1 and 2, well, 2 had a bit more story focus, but it was still more its story as byproduct to create levels. As where 3 felt like its story for the sake of telling a narrative, which I thought was really awesome.
Looked fantastic. Great variation, just about everything. The characters were really good this time.
Yeah.
Nefarious is the best villain they've ever had.
Yeah,
and it's clear they know that because they brought him back for the new game, the movie.
Yeah.
They've still got the same voice actor for him.
Yeah, I loved how whenever he'd have a fit, he'd freeze and start playing the sitcom that's in that universe. And the 2D side-scroller mini-games.
Oh, yeah,
where you pick up the game
cartridges.
The
court games.
Yeah,
they were fun.
They were a lot of fun.
The challenges at Annihilation Nation, the arena challenges were a lot
The
better than they were in number 2.
so
Yeah, they fixed essentially all the cool ideas they brought into 2. They perfected in 3.
Yeah.
And it's essentially like Crash Bandicoot. Where it's Crash Bandicoot 1, good base game. 2, they brought in a lot of stuff, and 3, they let's perfect. We everything that we brought into 2 and add a bit more. That's 3 essentially. They were let's perfect everything we brought in with 2, but add more to it. And I love Ratchet and Clank.
And just I think the first game I ever played that I wanted to do the challenge mode. I
Yeah.
wanted to go back and do everything again.
I think I've played Ratchet and Clank 3 a good 12 times over. Just kept New Game Plusing it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
I
so
broke
much
I
fun.
broke the bolt counter, so it just says no, and it doesn't drop. And all that stuff. It's such a good game. Do you like Ratchet 3, Danny?
Oh, it was the first Ratchet and Clank game I actually ever played.
Yeah.
Actually, apart from the new...
And it came with a cheeky Sly Cooper demo as well.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, it did. Apart from the original remake, that was the first game I ever played.
Yeah.
Of the Ratchet and Clank series.
Yeah. And I still think it's probably the best.
I think the best. Yeah.
I haven't
Probably
played all of them. Like I haven't played Crack in Time and haven't played
Crack in Time was really good.
I haven't played Nexus and stuff. But besides those, I think it's probably the
Yeah.
best.
No, 3's just
With
fantastic.
with
yeah.
2 and the remake on close tail behind it, I think is like the best Ratchet and Clank games.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your next one, Eric?
We're gonna go. How did we do it last time?
Well,
Did we
we were gonna do 1, and then we'll just go like you just go through yours and then
Yeah.
go through ours.
I'll just back up now. I'll try and leave some of them till because I know some are obviously gonna intertwine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh yes, because that is a PS2 game.
Yeah, it
yes.
is.
I should have picked that. I should have guessed you were gonna pick that, but I didn't.
That's probably I was gonna say the one you probably wouldn't be able to pick because I was hesitant as to what to put there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say it's a better game than Ratchet and Clank 3. I don't personally love it anywhere near as much.
Yeah.
But I can see the appeal. I can see why it's one of the best reviewed games of all time. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
For a 2005 game, it just looks and plays very, very well.
Yeah. I like you've always been hounding me to play it
Yeah,
properly,
it's
and
fantastic,
I
yeah.
really do. But I almost bought the remaster today, but it was a bit pricey for it.
You
It was like
should,
$60. I was like,
And even
a bit too much.
you've probably heard. Obviously, you play as Leon Kennedy. You've
Yeah.
got Ashley with you, and it sounds like a crappy idea. Like you have to escort
Yeah.
her everywhere she can't fight. It's not at
Yeah.
all because
Yeah.
you can tell her to hide. It's rare that you need to.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're fighting enemies, instead of like running towards them, she gets up right behind you to the point where you can actually see her behind you,
Oh yeah.
which is an incredibly smart decision.
Yeah.
Like instead of you running around, you'll hide right behind
Yeah,
you.
which is good because
Yeah.
you're the one who's who's fighting the thing. So like,
Yeah.
that's out of your way as well. Like she's not in front of it. Like that's
No. Yeah.
The only good escort mission ever.
good. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
okay. Bioshock and Last
Yeah.
of Us.
Oh,
Like, the chicken Bioshock throws you ammo all the time, and then
Oh,
in Last of Us, when you're in a pickle, she jumps on the person, stabs the person to death.
Yeah.
And I mean, in this year, they can still Ashley, but they go so slowly when they carry her and they're pretty big targets. But yeah, it's quite long. It's very satisfying. All the weapons are great. The little things like you find gems
Yeah.
and like crowns without them.
Yeah.
And if you can find all the gems and the crown, for example, and put them together, you can get a higher price for selling them than if you sold the
Okay.
parts individually.
Yeah.
And just little things like you can upgrade the weapons, but if you get every upgrade for a certain one, you can get a unique upgrade.
Oh, okay.
And it's interesting to know because if you know the game, you can get like a better pistol,
Oh, yeah.
but the unique upgrade you get for the weaker pistol may actually make it worth getting or keeping.
Oh, okay.
It's quite, it's deep, but it is simplistic, it's not too complicated,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's
Yeah.
fantastic, yeah.
Like, because a lot of people do refer to Resi 4 as like not just the best Resi, but one of the best games ever made. Do you think it's that good, or you?
It's one of the games where when I played it, because I don't have too much personal love for it, like it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was sort of pointing out the flaws, but when I finished it, I was like, it is fantastic. But I mean, the best Resi, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
because
it's very hard.
it is different to the other ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the best games ever made for what it was doing for the time. I think came out in January 2005.
Yeah.
I can see that. I understand it. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
for sure.
All right, next game on your list, man.
All right.
I have
It's fine,
I have a funny feeling that we may have one game on there. I think.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, you already have said one of the
I-
games on my
I
list.
know.
I
you guys
think
got
I've got
similar.
to one now. The first one is amazing, but I've got to put number 2 on this,
Yeah.
and that's God of War.
Yeah,
Yeah.
knew you guys were
That's
gonna
gotta
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about it together?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm just gonna sit back because I've never played God of War 2.
So my introduction to it was when I visited Bali. I already had a chipped PlayStation 2,
Oh,
which
it takes me
allowed,
back. My neighbours had a chip one. I was like,
which actually played Bali copies. So I bought number 2 there, and then I played it. But it got to the point where after Kratos gets stabbed by the Sword of Olympus by Zeus.
Yeah.
he
Spoilers
goes
for anyone who
into-
hasn't played God of War 2.
It's like a 15-year-old game, 10-year-old game, you know.
he's got to lose all his power somehow.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and it's Gaia narrating him as he's going down to...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stopped right there. It would glitch. So
Oh, really?
for like a good 2 years, I didn't like play past that, and it was so annoying. But then afterwards, I played 1 and 2, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, they are fantastic.
But yeah, number 2, like, I mean, what's your order of the God of War games?
Of what and best to worst?
Yeah.
I still think 2's the best.
Yeah.
I would say
Oh.
because people often a lot of things they associate with God of War and why it's so good isn't in 1.
Yeah.
They say, epic, boss battles, heaps of them that are done really well. 1's got, I think, 3 boss battles in it. And...
Because which one, is it 1 where you fight Ares at the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Mega Giant.
Yeah, mega fan.
And, well, even the ending of 1, I wasn't huge on
it's so
because...
weak.
Yeah, like, there's a bit where you have to defend your family. I had a lot of trouble with that the first time. And the sword fight with Ares where you swap health, essentially. It's just... I don't know, it's a bit mediocre. It is cool being big, but it doesn't feel like it.
No, because it's like, like we're the same size, but Ares is still clearly more powerful than you.
Also, you do fight him properly. You fight him properly. You defend your family,
Yeah.
and then you fight him with the big metal sword you find.
Big giant, yeah.
The bridge.
Oh man.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 2 is your best, and then
Yeah.
your worst?
I would say 2's the best. Oh, probably 3 after that. Second best, yeah. 1.
And then Ascension?
Oh, we're not counting the PSP ones in Ascension, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, it's a PSP, but yeah. Yeah, no. I haven't actually... I don't know many people that have played all the God of War games, but Ascension's really...
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest.
Yeah. I've heard that from a lot of people. The Ascension's pretty bad.
I do want to, just as a sidetrack, how did you find in because I haven't been able to rant to this about this to anyone.
Yeah, it's okay. Ranting's good.
The Trial of
We are the
Archimedes
Oh, which one's that
in Ascension. It's the lift.
Oh, did you play that pre or post patch?
Pre.
I didn't play it pre patch.
I played it.
I don't know. I
pre-patch.
can't speak about it.
It's how did you find it? Did you find it pretty easy or pretty hard?
Even when patch, I seem to recall it still being a bit challenging. I haven't played Ascension, so I played it when I was post patch, but this was still 4 years ago.
Yeah. I just remember I left it for a good 6 months before I went back to it because I was like, I can't do it, and then
That was like me with
You don't get that often. That really just they dropped the ball on that clearly. Yeah.
I remember it happened to me with Devil May Cry 3 because there's a boss in there called Arkham, and I'm not gonna rant because if I rant it'll take me a good 10 minutes. Because to describe how hard Arkham is, he is a ridiculous hard boss. I put the game down for so I flew through 1 and 2 in like a weekend. So I was like, done. Got to 3. I stopped playing it for like a month because I could not beat the boss, and then I grinded up items and shit just so I could beat the boss of Arkham in Devil May Cry 3. He's such a fucking hard boss.
But I mean, yeah, 2 was just improved on everything. The bosses were fantastic. It was. In the first one, all your abilities you get given to you. This was the first one where you take them from the gods, and that's very satisfying.
It is. I really enjoyed that, and just I feel like it just was. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people comment that God of War isn't like known for its story, but I feel like for number 2, its story was.
So for a lot of people I've talked to say that 1 and 2 have the stronger story.
Yes,
especially 1. There's a lot of people say that God of 1's got the stronger story. 2 has got the. It's a good follow-on.
Oh, I think 1 might have the strongest. 1 does have this cool idea of progression because about half the game you're in Pandora's temple on Kronos' back.
Yeah,
and it just
so cool.
It goes on and on, but in a good way. Like you're constantly getting higher and higher. There was just this real epic hype to get to the box.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then there was the point, I think it's in number 2, where you had to time like the underwater section where the the walls are going.
I think
through.
2's got the best puzzles as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them, I found like some of them were quite frustrating, but they're not like
all
game-breaking.
good puzzles are frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're meant to challenge your brain.
Yeah.
I think they're better than 1's. Yeah, the puzzles. Yeah.
But yeah, God of War 2.
Yeah.
I knew you guys were going to have that. 'Cause I've heard both of you guys rant on about how much you love God of War 2.
Yeah, so God of War 2 just is the best.
Yeah. Is this your second last?
Yep. This is,
Second last.
I think the order that I put them in, I am pretty happy with.
Yeah.
Alright, so second last, you were talking about just then, it's Silent Hill 2.
Yes. Danny's like, I'm going to shut up now.
So, I already talked about Silent Hill 1 in the PS1 episode.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 4 it's got some very cool ideas, and the actual room aspect of Silent Hill 4, the room, is really cool.
Yeah.
But it's got some very, very bad
design
decisions in them.
I've never played 4, but I don't think I ever will, because I'm just like, you've told me like, there's no real point.
It's what makes... We were talking about good escort missions.
Yeah.
It's got a very, very bad one for half the game.
Yeah.
It's Number 3 is really good aesthetically, and like the soundtrack. All Silent Hill games have great soundtracks.
Yeah.
3's is really, really cool because it's got this kind of early 2000s rock soundtrack.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, it's short, but it's very, very stylized. But in terms of a better game, it's got to be 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
2 is the one Silent Hill game I've sunk the most time into.
Yeah.
And there's a great horror. I had this with Resi 7. A great horror game. No matter how fucking scared I am, if it's great, then I'll push myself to keep playing. I'm like, no, like it happened a few times where like Silent Hill 2 really got on my skin. I was like, no, I have to stop. I have to go take a break. Otherwise, I'm gonna freak out.
And that's saying something, because I mean, the game's 16 years old. It's still terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just so impressive.
And it's one of the few times where the original port is better than the remakes of like.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or remasters, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's also probably of any game ever released the most debated about like which versions are the best.
Yeah.
And that you get purists over because you have original PS2 Platinum or Director's Cut, which is probably the best.
And I probably say it's one of the few times where the purists are right. Like a lot of times I'm like, stop being blind. Like it is better on the better console. But this is one of the times I'm like, yeah, no, the purists are right. Because I played it on 360 first. Because I was late to it.
The port was a mess.
God awful. I was like,
it hasn't been patched on 360.
And I was like, this is really bad. Like, and then I went and I played at your house on the PS2, and I was like, this is better than the 360.
Removing the fog, fucking baffling. Absolutely baffling. And even like, the PC version, the Xbox version, the original PS2 version is still the way to go.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, content-wise, it's terrifying. It's not even really survival horror because you're never out of supplies. You've pretty much got enough to kill every enemy in the game, which is unique to this Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to get out.
Yeah.
You're trying to find your wife.
Yeah. And
but I mean,
and the plot twists and all the characters you come across.
Plot, a lot of people also consider to have the best game plot just ever. Like, straight up.
It's one of those horror games where it's not about cheap scares. Like the scares come from its story. Its story is the main thing that gets things in, but also its presentation coincides with like that, and also the gameplay. The gameplay is not cheap about its scares. It's like it uses gameplay like a good horror game. It uses gameplay to emphasize horror.
And I mean, the gameplay can be a bit tighter, but it still gets it done like easily. But and
especially it's like, oh, the fight, like melee attacking is not very good. It's like, yeah, but why are you melee attacking?
Yeah.
You're not meant to just run.
But just the complexity of the story and the performances. They're not the best, but it works for the atmosphere.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just all the great moments, like when you first see Pyramid Head in the hallway, and he's just standing there, and you're just like, well. Jesus.
The puzzles, it's just old Silent Hills are masterfully done, but this just did it so well. Just with the story and the presentation.
I would probably say, and there's probably some people who love horror games who probably disagree with me. I think I'd say Silent Hill 2 is probably the best horror game ever made.
I think so, and like actually doing horror properly, and
Atlas fans come at me.
Even like going to how good the story was. Something like I remember when it came out, Deus Ex Human Revolution. A lot of people were angry because it doesn't matter how you play, you pick your decisions at the end.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 does that the best because it's so subtle.
Yeah.
Like it's your decisions in game.
How well you do as well.
How quickly, you heal yourself. I don't know if aggression factors into it, but like how close you stay to certain characters.
Yeah.
Get your endings, and all the endings are fantastic.
Yeah. Even the dog ending, which is hilarious.
And the joke ending's the dog ending. Yeah.
Yeah. There's an ending, Dani. It's not really a spoiler because it's a joke
it's
ending.
It's famous, yeah.
Where like you find out the whole thing is being orchestrated by like this Welsh corgi at a computer desk, and he's just like, and
it doesn't speak or anything. It's just like a regular dog wearing a headset.
And the main character walks in and just falls to his knees,
down,
and he's just like, what? And then it ends like the credits. There's just a picture of a Welsh corgi staring out from the screen,
and like barking in the background. Yeah.
Oh man, I want this.
But and just. Everything's thematically appropriate. Yeah. Like we've talked about that before, but like every enemy is there for a reason.
And like I said, when in the last podcast when you were talking, well not last, the PS1 one, when you were saying, like the school in Silent Hill 1 was like horror, like a good set piece. Every area in Silent Hill 2 is like a great horror set piece. Like the apartment complex, the hospital, like it's so good.
The prison.
Like I remember the opening shot of the hospital. Because when the first time we walk in, it's that weird, like, angled down shot of, like, as soon as you walk in, and it's just, like, as soon as I walk in, I was one of those times where, like, no, I have to take a break. Because just the opening of the hospital, I was like, no, I'm not ready. I need to go take a break and come back later.
And even, the soundtrack as well is just fantastic.
Yeah, Laura's theme is great. I love Laura's theme.
Yeah.
And even, like, because Silent Hill 2 ditched the the hell music, if that makes sense. It kind of went for more...
Yeah, well, because the other world, which is the hell dimension in this, is different to 1 and 3.
Yeah. I know, it just... There's so many great, like, themes that 2 throws around, where it's just, like... And everything, like the symbolism with all the enemies...
That's what I
like,
mean, yeah, it's such a deliberate game. It really is one where, you know, horror games, this... I guess it didn't need to be a horror game.
Yeah.
Like, it could be that good story-wise, thematically-wise.
And... Yeah,
and it was a horror game.
And there's a lot of people
well.
like I always found the best horror stories, not just games, movies, books, and the best horror stories are not great because they're scary. They're great because they have a great story behind them, and that's what makes them the best. Like really good. Like some people are like, oh, like Paranormal Activity is a great horror movie. I'm like, nah, it's not really. Like it's cheap scares for cheap.
I don't
scares.
mind it, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, then someone was like, no, like. Not Evil Dead, because Evil Dead's an action movie. Or, even though it is a horror movie, I'd call it an action movie.
Oh, it's a kind of comedy, yeah.
Yeah, but like, great horror movies, like, where it's just like, the horror comes from the story.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably say maybe like the original Exorcist. Like, the story is kind of the forefront of that. Like, Silent Hill 2 is like that. It's like, it's great because it's got a great story and everything pertains to like, its current theme.
That's what I mean. Like, it's such a deliberate game. Like, it's so just well thought out.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it's one of the games where, like, thinking about it, it makes me so upset what Konami's become.
Yeah. And
because I mean, you know, segue into that Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
the next one. That's what I mean,
I knew
the 2.
the
You know, the
3.
fact that the 2 at Konami, like, it's so upsetting thinking about what they become.
Yes.
Cause,
so Dani again is going to be sitting out. Going,
I mean,
I
are you going to be?
know.
I imagine you're going to be talking about number 2, aren't you?
Yep.
So I will leave number 2 alone then for
Yes.
you to talk about.
Yep.
Because obviously you can talk about number 3 now, and I can talk about number 2.
Yeah, because I was gonna consider putting 3.
Yeah.
Because 3, I 2 is my favorite MGS, but 3 I would say is a better game. But I've never played 3 on PS2. I've only ever played it on 360. As where 2 I've played on PS2, 360. I've played on I've got Subsistence over there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
For Xbox. So like, I that's the one where like, okay, if I had to look at it as a PS2 game, I don't, and I know that the original release of MGS3, a lot of people that isn't Substance. Is it Substance or Subsistence?
Substance is
MGS2, and then Subsistence is 3. So I've got Substance on Xbox. I don't have Subsistence, but. A lot of people were like, if you're going to play MGS3, Subsistence or don't play it, because...
Yeah, I will say Subsistence for this.
Because
that's the best way to play it, but yeah, just...
3. Oh!
I mean, I guess, you know, bad things out of the way first. Its controls are very weird by today's
and if you
standards.
play it directly after 2, you have a good... You have a growth period of 4 hours where you're still trying to adjust to it.
It can take a long time to get into
and
because...
doing CQC is hardest in 3.
Yeah.
Like, I found it... The first playthrough of 3 I never did CQC, because I'm like, it's too hard to pull off. And then on my... following playthroughs, I've learned how to do the throat slits and takedowns and all that. And the controls are a bit janky, and sometimes the graphics can be a bit janky, but
it looks fantastic for its time, and even now, like, it does look good because
even on the 3DS, it looks good because there's a 3DS port and it looks great on the 3DS. But yeah, no, continue.
But just, you know, everything about it. Like, I think getting to play a 1960s spy game in the jungle is fantastic.
It's the most James Bondy. Because Hideo Kojima has always said one of the biggest inspirations for MGS was like 80s action movies, like stuff like that. But James Bond was always one of the biggest, and this is like, I feel like 3 is the culmination of those 2 things. It's kind of like Rambo, James Bond, and it's fucking great. Like, and it's got some of the best boss battles in the entire series.
I think the best boss battles.
Probably the most easy to get into story. Like, up there with 1.
Because it could stand alone.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the best, not just in games, one of the best prequel stories. Because it's the genesis of the game that it takes place before any other game.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. Yeah. It's got my favourite MGS character being the boss. Like, the boss has always been my favourite.
One of, if not the best villain in video games.
Yeah.
I've actually
the definition of a well fleshed out villain that you understand completely where they're coming from, and like and easily the most important character in the entire MGS franchise is the boss.
Not doing it for, spoiler alert, for MGS, not doing it for money, but doing it to save the world and being like morally better than you and better than everyone else.
And it has one of the most impactful endings, I'd probably say, in video game. Because like by the end, you're like the salute at the grave for the boss, and like
just iconic stuff.
And again, Kojima not just telling the story plainly, like the whole fact you have to shoot the boss at the end, like the cutscene will not progress until you press the shoot button.
The trigger,
and all the stylish symbolism and just there's so many great things about that game.
The great boss battles,
and it also started a lot of the gameplay mechanics that became commonplace in every single MGS afterwards. Like, and it had one of the few games that does healing. usually I'm not a big fan of when you have to heal, like, go into, like, sub-menus and do all that shit. This game did, like, that type of, like, medical healing really well with having to, like, oh, you broke your arm when you got shot that time, or you've got cuts or poisons or burns and stuff. I actually really liked going into the menus and applying which things you had to do to heal that.
That was fun, yeah, and, like, checking all your supplies and stuff.
And the camos, and, like, it does get a bit annoying, like, oh, I changed, pause, camo, face paint, clothing, and then
I think
2 minutes later,
just
pause,
the fact that it's
change
so
it.
enjoyable that you want to do it. And going back to what I said about Silent Hill 2, you can just feel the love put into this game.
Yeah.
You really can,
It's probably the best story in terms of being the easiest to get into and the most one that sets up everything that is Metal Gear Solid.
I think it's the best story they've ever had.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's better than 2, but it's not. I prefer 2 to 3, but that's because which we'll get into when I talk about MGS2. But MGS3.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful
amazing.
game.
Yeah.
One of the best games ever made. I'd say easily. So that's your 5.
Yep.
Danny, you're up, my friend.
Alright, well, I technically now have a top 3 because
2 of
Eric
yours been
said-
mentioned?
Yeah.
So it was God of War and...
God of War 2 and Ratchet and Clank 3.
I was the one who kept 3 off their list. I'm like, no, 3.
I was so surprised.
It's because there was other...
No.
I wanted to so bad, but there was other games. I was like, I love you, Crash. That's why I was knew you guys would bring it up, so I was like, I'll talk about my love for it when you guys bring it up.
You kind of mentioned one of my other ones.
I did.
Yes, you did. Tekken 5.
Yes.
So we don't
Best
really
Tekken.
need to talk about that anymore.
Just recap. Best Tekken game.
No.
Danny prefers 3, but I think Tekken 5 is better.
So my top 5 include Ratchet and Clank 3, God of War 2, Tekken 5, and then the last 2, which I don't think either of you will have on here.
No.
So the first one is Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. So I really liked that one because it was the first Spyro game that I played after Gateway to Glimmer, which is number 2. I don't know what number in the series Dawn of the Dragon is. I think he's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I really liked is you could fly. You actually could fly in this game.
Yeah.
And
That's really good.
it was the absolute biggest revolution for me because obviously, you know, Spyro's a little baby dragon, but he has fully formed wings, but all he could do was float. And it kind of was really annoying, except for in those little mini games.
I do remember that. Yeah, I always wanted him to be able to fly.
Yeah,
and
and then Dawn of the Dragon, you could do that, and it was really cool. And then the way it was really cool because I was just watching some gameplay beforehand, and the way they kept the gem collection was that you actually found, I guess, like little deposits of either red or green colored crystals.
Yeah.
Around the world, and you use like the stereotypical press square to just bash them, and then they'd explode into those little crystals that you recognize for number 2 and 1 and 3, and you collect them and go to either your health or your mana, and the mana was from where you would breathe specific elements.
Yeah.
So I think one of them was like earth, like it was essentially earth, fire, wind, and water, I think, or poison or something, and then that I found really cool because it incorporated it into the puzzles.
Yeah.
So there are some levels where it was only an earth puzzle, or earth world, and then sometimes you'd have to use both only earth, and the opposite of earth was fire. So the enemies were made of earth, which meant you had to use fire on them.
Yeah.
And the other ones I think could still do damage, but not as much. So that was really cool. And then also the only thing, I don't know if it was a negative or a positive because it is story based, but because you were somehow frozen or stuck in solidified amber.
Yeah.
And then when you
Like the bug from Jurassic Park.
I was just thinking that.
yeah, well, essentially, and then when you got melted, you were connected via like a magical chain with this evil dragon named Cinder.
Yeah.
And she was this really cool, like, girl dragon who could breathe poison. And a lot of the time her AI was very, very robotic. And she would follow you, but sometimes because of the nature of the world, it was open world to a point where you'd get to a certain point and I think...
Loading screen or?
No, like the, I guess, invisible wall would start or would end.
Oh, yeah.
And I think to combat you actually hitting the invisible wall, Cinder would actually stay in her position and stop you from going any further.
Okay.
And it kind of, like, I mean, it was a good way to kind of...
Was Dawn of the Dragon made to be played by 2-player? I feel like I saw that
Yes,
somewhere
it
that it
was,
was meant
yes,
to be
yeah,
played
there
with
is
two people.
You can play as both Cinder
Like it was
and-
designed to be played with two players at once.
And then, because obviously that also is another component where it incorporates puzzle solving with both of them. So, like, Cinder is more agile and quicker. So she can do this, like, a certain amount of stuff, whereas Spyro is more brute force, so he can do this. And, it was really funny because they incorporated a lot of, like, oh, you're a girl dragon, you're so weak, and I'm Spyro, I'm the man dragon, I'm Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Yes, because Elijah Wood.
You're the Hobbit.
Yeah. It was like Gary Oldman and David Spain.
And Spyro was Sparks wasn't in this one, I don't think.
Yeah, he's in. Oh, okay, he's in New Beginning, which is part of the
Yeah.
same series. Yes.
But yeah, so that's one of them, and that just was that was one of the, apart from, because I played quite a few other Spyro games, but I never finished them to the end.
Okay.
I think Gateway to Glimmer and Dawn of the Dragon were the only two games that I actually finished until the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that one. And then my final one, which I don't think either of you have on my list, is this really weird... I'd never heard of it again until when I went to Bali and bought a really crappy Bali copy. This PS2 JRPG called Growlancer. And...
Yeah. I know what it is, but I've never played it.
Yeah, so it's a series... I really don't know. It's the only game there's multiple games, and the only game that I ever played, I think, was number 3.
Yeah.
Heritage of War.
Heritage War is the first one.
Is it?
Yes, Heritage War is the first one. It's also an Atlas series, so made by the people who made Shin Megami Tensei and Persona and all that.
Yeah, which I didn't know until I played it the other day.
Yeah.
But it's really cool because it incorporates, like, not live action, but full animated, like cutscenes, and they're full on, like, anime-esque sort of looking.
I watched one with you when you were playing it last night or the other night, and I was like, that looks fucking sick.
And it's really cool. The only thing that I didn't like is that, I don't know, it's a 2007 game, so it is 10 years old, but some of the voice acting is a little bit
bad,
robotic.
Oh shit, I just realized some honorable mentions. Continue.
But yeah, no, because so even just in the standard like in-game talking, where you're playing as a character and then you're talking to another character, and just it didn't feel like it flowed easily enough.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, but the gameplay was cool because you had the option to either let the character do their own thing, or you could, because it does become like a party-based game.
Yeah.
So one of them's obviously like a massive, like a sword wielder. One of them, I think, like only punches enemy, and the other one's obviously like a mage, and you have like a little steed that carries around like supplies and and fallen enemies as well, which I thought was a really cool part of that. But or you could control the people as well, and it really kind of encouraged you to strategize, and I
was watching you play. It looks like a strategy RPG.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I should play this because I love strategy RPGs.
And at the time, when I was quite young playing it, I did not know how to play that game at all. It is one of those games where if you don't know how to play it, then you really
It is an Atlas
struggle.
game, and Atlas games are notorious for just cheap difficulty and just being one of those games like if you don't understand the mechanics, you're not going to be able to beat it.
Yeah, because it tells you the rules.
You can't wing it, essentially.
But then once it tells you the rules, it doesn't tell you them again.
Yeah.
And so if you've just forgotten, you're like, oh crap, what do I do? And then half the time you have to look up online or walk through or something like that.
Yeah, you really like Growlancer?
I love Growlancer. It was probably my introduction to a real, true
JRPG. That's not Final Fantasy, yeah.
Well, because I've never played a Final Fantasy game before.
Yeah.
So that is kind of my
Yeah.
Final Fantasy equivalent in that sense that I like it. Yeah.
I wanted to play it because I was watching you play. Like, this looks like my type of game. Because like it reminds me of like you guys because I'm a big fan of '90s anime.
Yes.
Like like it reminded me of those shows like Record of Lodoss War and like all those type of shit. And it's like it looked amazing. It was an Atlas game, and for the most part, Atlas games are very good. But yeah, so that's your 5.
Yeah.
So what'd you have again? You had
I had Growlancer. I had
Tekken.
Tekken 5. I had not Crash Team Racing.
Ratchet & Clank 3.
Ratchet and Clank 3, God of War 2, and Spyro Dawn of the Dragon.
What did you have again, Eric? It was Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil 4, God of War 2 as well.
Yeah.
Ratchet Free, and
MGS3.
MGS3. Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 more.
Did you have honorable mentions? You said.
I got 2 more that I need to add because I just realized.
Is it Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist to the Roses?
No. So I thought of it just then. First one is Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Which is a first-person shooter where you play as a tower fire warrior, which is like a type of infantry for the race called the Tau. It's really cool because like I remember seeing it because I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40k. I played tabletop and I played a lot of the video games. This one's really cool because I remember like even on PS2, I played it on PS2 and PC. Obviously PC is the better port, but it's really good as like an FPS because you play as the Tau and they're not one of the most popular Warhammer 40k races. Obviously you guys have seen like Space Marines and Orcs and all that shit. And I was like, a game where you play as a first-person shooter where the usual good guys of the Warhammer 40k franchise, even though there's no good guys, they're all evil, is the Space Marines. They're the main villain of this, as well as the Orcs. And you play as a Tau, which is one of the most not popular races. And it was really cool they made a video game about all that. It's also really cool. There's a really good video game.
That reminds me of a super funny story I read.
Yeah?
Someone wanted to buy, I think she was a grandmother for her grandson, wanted to buy her a present. Yes. And she was going to buy him a replica weapon, and she thought it was like a full-size one.
Yeah.
But it was a Warhammer miniature weapon.
Oh, wow.
And like, because it said...
Was it like a bolt gun or some shit?
Like tiny,
yeah,
like a tiny bit of plastic. And it wasn't... I think maybe like a rare weapon. It didn't cost heaps, but like enough that she thought she was getting a full size thing.
Oh no!
And it said in the description that it didn't say the size, but it said like miniature, like Warhammer 40k
yeah, so
miniature.
she's in the wrong if she tries to
and it was
that.
just so funny, just looking at like saying, "What the hell is this?" and this tiny little thing in the.
It probably like was quite big because Warhammer miniatures are fucking expensive as shit. If anyone collects them and plays the tabletop, you know how expensive that shit gets. And it doesn't stop with the miniatures. You need to buy paints, glues, brushes, all that shit. It gets hectic. And also books if you want to actually play properly, like and all that shit. And then my last one is a game I haven't played a lot of, but I love the series and I mentioned it on my favourite PS1 series, and that's Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2.
Oh yeah.
Really cool sequel. I played about half of it. Really good sequel. Gameplay wise not as good, but story wise is like the one where it's like, let's take the story to a million other places. Gameplay will just leave exactly where it was. It did fix combat up quite a bit. It's a bit more hack and slashy now. My big issue with it is that it has less vampire enemies because you're in the human world now, as well as like all the great stuff about Soul Reaver 1 is there, but they've added you're in the human world a bit more and it's not destroyed. If you go time travel in this game, so they fight humans, but because they're humans, there's no special ways to kill them. You just beat the shit out of them, they die. So there's like vampire and spirit enemies, but also humans, and there's a lot of human enemies. So like the great thing about Soul Reaver 1, which is the unique ways you had to kill people, in this is just slash the shit out of them, they die eventually. But a really good sequel. Okay, my main picks. We'll start with one that I hinted at before, Devil May Cry 1, which fucking hell is a great game. And I've shown you've played a little bit of it, Dan, because I showed you at the beginning of Devil May Cry 1. It's cheesy as balls, but has one of the best intros in a video game I've ever played. Where like your main character's just chilling in his office, where he takes calls to hunt demons. A hot chick walks in, throws her motorbike at him, then stabs him with his own sword. He then gets up, shoots the motorbike, blows it up, and then like kicks the chick down, and then just while doing this has a giant sword impaled through him, just standing there like, oh yeah, cool, and just rips it out and stabs it. And then the second level, you get impaled by another sword that's like all electric, and then you like literally Dante just pulls himself up off of it and just goes like, and just comes off it and like, and then picks up the sword like, oh sweet new sword, and it's so fucking good. I love the game. It has like probably the coolest main character ever in a video game, just ever, that being Dante. But I was knowing that like the gameplay is still really good, even to this day it's really good. It's not the best Devil May Cry combat. 3's got 3, and I'd say even though 4's not that good, 3 and 4 have the best Devil May Cry combat, but 1 is great. Like it's one of those games where like the basis of what the series was found in the first game, and they just kept, for the most part, excluding Devil May Cry 2, improving on it and like changing it and making it a lot better. But Devil May Cry 1 is my favourite, and it's also, I'm really nostalgic towards it. It's one of the first PS2 games I ever played, but it's so good. Also, fun fact, it was originally a Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm pretty sure you know about this, Eric. You just said yeah. Do you know about this, Dani?
What do you mean by it's originally a Resident Evil game?
When they were making Devil May Cry, it was not called Devil May Cry. It was meant to be a Resident Evil game.
Okay.
They were like, this is going to be, who made Resident Evil? Shinji Mikami?
Shinji Mikami, yeah. I think that's him.
Yeah, he was like one of the lead devs on it. And they originally, same with Onimusha as well, they were meant to be Resi games. But as the development went on, they were like, this game's getting like way hectic. Like they had all these really cool ideas. They were really hectic, like giant lava spiders or like all this awesome stuff.
It's getting weird.
And they were like, we know Resi doesn't make sense and is really cheesy and dumb, but this is getting too weird for Resi.
Yeah.
So then what they did was like, and the gameplay was also getting too fast paced and too action heavy for what Resi was, because Resi's horror. And this is before Resi became an action game. But so they were like, alright, we like what we've got, we really like what we've got. So they, instead of calling it a Resi game, they just renamed it something else. Which is really cool, because when you play it, you can see nods to Resident Evil there. Like, it's got, like, the press X on an item and you get the text description of what it is. It's got, like, the doors, the menu system is very Resident Evil, like, fixed camera angles as well and all stuff. But it's such a great game, and it's held up really well. Like, it's got a few flaws here and there, but as a fucking hack and slash, I still think it's probably one of the best. Like, up there with at least, like, the good God of War games and Bayonetta and also the later Devil May Cry games. So there's that. We'll leave that one for a sec. Oh, talk about a racing game, Need for Speed Underground. Have you guys ever played that?
I don't think I've played it, no.
Okay, so it's probably not the best Need for Speed, but my personal favorite out of any of the Need for Speed games. And anyone, and I grew up in the house with this game. This game and GT3 were played almost every single day. This game, it's like formed essentially like my love of racing games, and like I've got like if I talk to like either my dad Matt or my cousin Nathan about it, we all immediately just like, oh, Need for Speed Underground, it's so good. And like it had like really awesome soundtrack, the car customization, it was good. It was the first Need for Speed that delved into what, because at the time Japanese import cars, because of Fast and Furious, were really popular in like things. So this was the first Need for Speed to delve into that. Like, it was like all the cars were Japanese import cars, all the exotic cars were kicked out, which I know, Dani, you'd probably be like, nah.
Yeah, no, because I'm
you
a big
love your
fan of
exotic
exotics.
cars.
I have as well, that's why. Like, I didn't really care for it much.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Fast and Furious.
But that's also another reason why I liked it, because back in that day, my family, they were all car nuts. Like, we all loved those, like, Japanese cars, and, like, we all had them as well. Like, all mum and dad had, like, imports as well, and, like, it was very big in our family. So, like, we loved Underground, and it had the first Need for Speed to add in the car customization that became a staple, and just so many fucking good things. It's a great soundtrack, it's a great racing game, and has always been my favorite until Forza Horizon 3. That took that out as my favorite racing game, because Forza Horizon 3 is perfect.
And set in Australia.
Yeah, that's like 50% of the reason why I love it.
Oh, was it?
Forza Horizon 3.
Oh, Forza Horizon.
No,
yes.
no. Underground is not set in Australia.
Oh.
It's set in the mean streets of Dark Street.
Dark Streets.
Yeah. It's meant to be like based on no, 2 is based on LA and New York. I can't remember what the it was based on an American city. Like had like Chinatowns and like, it was a cool game.
That's cool.
I'll talk about this now, just because I'll talk about, because we mentioned it a bit before. Metal Gear Solid 2. So Danny's gonna go back to being like, I don't know anything. I'm gonna try and keep this not as ranty as I can, because I love this game way too much. But Metal Gear Solid 2 is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game. Like, followed very closely by 3, and then by 1, and then by the rest of the series. But 2 is so like
plus.
Plus excluding Peace Walker. I'm not big on Peace Walker.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think anyone's really that big on Peace Walker. Danny's just standing up, so if you hear weird sounds, it's Danny. But anyway, so MGS2, probably the deepest video game ever made. Like, not deepest, but
Oh, you mean like story-wise? Yeah.
and just in terms of like all the shit that game crammed into it, in terms of just themes and all like weird ways, and its marketing. It's probably one of the most unique games ever made, even for Metal Gear Solid standards.
Just
like
crazy.
Like, by the first playthrough, they get a game to really appreciate. A, you need to play everything else in Metal Gear Solid. B, you need to play it at least 3 times to really get.
It's bananas, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I beat it, my words, as soon as the screen went black after like the snake monologue at the end, was what the fuck. I was just like, I don't get it. Like, and then I played 3, 4, and then beat the entire series, and I was like, holy shit! Like, now I get it. And also like the things like. The whole game is about, like, deception and false information and, like, simulation and, like, all these other themes. And yet, in the marketing stuff, Kojima and Konami did that to everyone with the whole Snake reveal. How Snake's not the main character in this game. It's Raiden, which everyone hates. I actually like Raiden. I think Raiden.
I don't.
Oh, he's nowhere near. He's not Snake levels of good. And it is sad whenever you see Snake in the game. You're like, oh,
Aren't I you?
it's Snake. But by the end of MGS2, I really like Raiden, excluding some of his very dumb lines of dialogue, like, we've managed to avoid drowning. It's just like...
Oh, I'm remembering some of his lines of Rose, like... Oh.
Yeah, those were the only bits of the game where I'm like, I get it, they have a love story, but Rose and Raiden, for the amount of, like codec conversations they have is too many.
Yeah.
But, like, even, like, for that, like, MGS2 was, like, a powerhouse of a game for PS2, because it was early PS2 as well.
Yeah, one, yeah.
The amount of shit they did, like, the interactable environments, like shooting like the bottles, like if you shot specific ones, there's specific bottles you shot broke. Introduced the Trank gun, which Metal Gear Solid without Trank gun now it's sad.
A bit weird.
Yeah, it's my most used gun in any Metal Gear Solid game except for the first Metal Gear Solid because it doesn't have a fucking Trank gun. There's all the awesome boss fights like Vamp,
Fat Man,
really good boss fight. The Metal Gear Ray boss fights at the end. Even though the end boss fight's very easy, the final fight with Solidus.
Yeah.
Also, Solidus, another fucking great Metal Gear Solid villain. It added a lot of layers to the series. It's just one of the, like, when I think about games that did a lot more than just be a good game, Metal Gear Solid 2 is the first one that usually comes to mind. For a sequel, it's one of the most bananas games.
Definitely,
So many random mad things. And I've got a poster of it on my wall, which you can all see. Because it's easily my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, and just one of my favorite games.
We can see, not anyone listening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was talking to you. But yes, there's a mad Metal Gear Solid 2 cover art poster on my thing, and just like, oh, there's so many just great things. I love the game to death. And I love how unique it is. It's like one of the best games ever made, like in my opinion. And it also improved upon a lot of stuff that MGS1 didn't do amazingly well. Like it made the gameplay of 1 a lot better for 2. It does have some shitty Mega Man trial and error bits where it's just like.
Yeah,
it's cool. Died. All right, now I know that. Get past that. 2 seconds later, die to another random thing. It's like, all right.
It's not too bad though. You get used to it.
Yeah, but it's really there's just so many cool things like the fact that like the even the little bits like you have to like CQC a guard and bring him over to like a thing to scan his face, and then you steal like the uniforms and like and you have to find the what's the thing that people with heart issues have?
Oh, pacemaker.
You have to find the pacemaker, but you have to do it without getting spotted. Like, and you have to walk around. The opening where you do play as Solid Snake is one of the best openings in the game because it's just like
it's really easy to get lost.
Oh yeah, I can fly through that in like 40 minutes now because I just know it like the back of my hand. I'm just like done. But there's so many great things, and it's got feels as well, like Otacon's sister dying.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
and a lot of the it's one of those games where like there's so much in it. It's very hard to break down like exactly what it's about. There's it's
really good to analyze.
Yeah. And just all the really good codec conversations in the game, and the last hour of that game where it fucks with your brain.
That's like the last 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like, and usually a game will be like, all right, towards the end, big plot twist thing. Then Metal Gear Solid 2 is like, towards the end, 7 plot twists, and just like messes you around and shit. It's great. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, that's one of mine. We've got 2 more. Final Fantasy X. Which I told you Danny's going to be on here.
Yes.
And I've been hounding Danny to play Final Fantasy X for fucking months.
I will play it soon.
It's so good. It's not the best Final Fantasy, but it's one of the best Final Fantasies. Like,
which one's 10?
The first one they released on PS2. Titus is the
main
character.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I can just be like, because you've played Dissidia, I can be like,
I was
that
trying
main
to remember,
character.
yeah. Like, I just couldn't...
Really good. Like, I loved it when it was on PS2, but then I got the PS3 remaster. That was when I realized, like, okay, I get how great of a game Final Fantasy X is. And a lot of people are huge on it. So they introduced a lot of things that Final Fantasy fans didn't like. Not as open world. It's very like, go here. It's a zone. You run through it. It brought in like the kind of the thing that Final Fantasy 13 abused with like the hallways and set areas. But 10 did it well where they were explorable. Where like there's a path, but there's lots of veering off things you can go to. But 10's got a great combat system. The music in 10 is fucking amazing. Like, I play it all the time, as Dani can tell you.
Yes.
I literally play it all the time. So many great things. It's got a great story as well. If a game can make me cry 4 times throughout its 80-hour campaign, then that's a good thing. Yeah, I'd say one of the best Final Fantasy. Despite the fact the voice acting's kind of bad, and Titus is a pretty meh protagonist in terms of how he's presented. His relation to the story is really cool, but as a character by himself, like as he is, he's a bit annoying. But everyone else I love. He's not as bad as Vaughn from Final Fantasy 12, who's just the fucking worst. Yeah, every time. Now my last game, and Danny, you've seen me talk about this a lot.
I've seen a lot of the games on your list.
Yes,
You talk about
but
a lot.
yes, because I fucking love these games.
Yes.
It's like some of my favorite games of all time, like without a doubt. And this one, and I'm pretty sure any of my friends have probably heard me rant on about this because I hate how underappreciated this game is. Going for a cult game here. Tenchu Wrath of Heaven.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you have
I don't know if I have. Yeah, to talk about that.
One of the most probably I was thinking about if I had to pick, if I remove MGS2 out of the equation, because that's too easy. If I had to pick my favorite PS2 game of all time, it would be Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. It's the only Tenchu game I've ever played. I haven't played any of the ones before. I haven't played any of the ones after. But it's so fucking good.
For those that haven't played it, explain
I'm
it
going to,
in
yes.
20 words or less.
Okay,
what
so
it is.
Tenchu is a stealth-based game where you play as a ninjas, and you essentially have missions. You go around, you stealthily kill things, you fight bosses, and it's fucking awesome. So it's a bit more than 20 words, but yes.
Yeah, so
It is-
essentially,
It is everything.
ninjas?
Yes, ninjas. Yeah, it is everything. And it's also made by From Software,
Oh, that's cool.
so really good. It is everything I've been asking Assassin's Creed for in terms of a Japanese-based Assassin's Creed game. But I don't need it because I've got Tenchu, and it's amazing. It's got
And AC Origins, yeah.
Actually, AC Origins doesn't look too bad.
We'll see, yeah.
It could be okay. But Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, as you see, I replayed it recently, Dani, and you saw me play a lot of it.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, fucking great soundtrack. Especially the opening, which you love as well, Dani.
I love the opening.
Sadame is one of the best openings. It has an awesome opening FMV, where it's just really stylish. You get the tone of what this game is. It's not super serious. It's essentially the best 90s anime ever made. But it has great gameplay. It has it uses you know how MGS has the Soliton radar thing.
Yeah.
This thing has something similar where it's there's a little sonar in the bottom left you thing, and it's a question mark. When you're closer to an enemy, that gets bigger, but it doesn't tell you where they are in relation to you. It just says you're close to an enemy, which I thought was really universe-based. It's you're a ninja, obviously you've got senses, but you can sense when you're near something, but you can't sense where it is. I thought that was really cool, and the combat's really deliberate and style, very attack, it's Dark Souls-y combat, where it's attack when it's best for you to attack, not don't just hack and slash, otherwise you will get fucked. Even by the smallest guard, he will fuck you up, and murder you. And if you die, it's really hard. It's one of those games where the difficulty is brutal. If you die in a mission, there's no checkpoints. You have to start the mission all over again. But the level design's great. It's very open. There's secrets everywhere. Every level is designed that you can beat the level without fighting anyone. It's one of the best stealth games I've ever played. Even against MGS, it's one of those games where its stealth is the main focus. Everything else is there to back the stealth up. But also, if you want to fight, you can. It has a grappling hook we can use to get on any surface you want. So and the only real issue is again the graphics are a bit bad, and also there's some jump puzzles in this game, but because of the difficulty of dying, it is the most stressful things you have to do. You're just all right, jump now, jump, and then you're the amount of times I failed one by just slightly missing, and it was restart level. I'm just start crying. But no, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven's fucking amazing. I'm pretty sure a lot as you, Danny, you've heard me going on about it, and Sean and Lee and all them, they're every time I can get a chance, I'm Tenchu Wrath of Heaven's a fucking good game. But it's so good. Easily probably my favorite PS2 game of all time. Yes. That's all our PS2 games. That was a good turnout. We actually I thought we'd have a bit more similar turnout, but no, we had,
No.
besides a few crossover.
Yeah.
Thought we'd have more.
Yeah, I kind of changed my because I was I don't want to pick the easy ones. Where I was
Yeah.
otherwise I would have been Ratchet and Clank 3.
I was the easy ones.
Only easy ones, yes please. But yes, no, that's done. Jeez, my voice is going.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll move on to our last segment, which I don't think of us have been doing. What are we playing / reading / watching / doing?
Pretty much the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I've been balls deep in Persona 5 trying to finish that thing, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm so close.
Have I said on a podcast that I've seen Split?
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait.
Have I? Or did we? I don't remember.
I don't know.
When did you see it?
I was a couple weeks ago.
Probably,
Okay.
actually, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we did. It was on the first ever.
Okay.
Yeah, because we talked about M Night movies. Because
That's
you brought
right.
up.
Yeah.
Well, I brought up
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, and then you were like, "Oh, I saw Split."
That's right.
I think
yeah.
so. Either that or the second. I'm pretty sure we talked about it at some point in
Okay.
time. Is there anything else, Danny? We haven't been watching anything besides
No.
Game of Thrones.
Besides the same animes and the same.
I haven't been playing anything else new because I'm trying to finish
Yeah.
Persona. You?
No, nothing new.
Alright,
yeah.
cool. Well, that's the end of this episode. This is a slightly long one. Not as long as the PS1
How
How we
long
going
is-
for time?
1 hour 40.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Or 1 hour 39 as the program's timing. But yeah, no, we did alright. Thank you everyone for watching or listening, I should say. Oh man, my brain just died. Like us if you thought this was okay. Subscribe if you want more of us. Oh yeah,
Give it 5 stars.
First stars. That's the thing we have to mention is changes to uploading and stuff. I'm gonna be uploading these Tuesdays now, just because we're recording on Saturdays probably from now on, depending
Yeah.
unless we change it.
Mm.
So it gives me a bit more time to edit, and also I edit it at Dani's house because her computer's better than mine. So it gives me time to upload it to like Google Drive, and then I can go to Dani's and edit it and finish it off.
Yep.
So yeah, no longer Mondays, but Tuesdays every Tuesday, and also it means we can watch Game of Thrones.
Yes.
A bit easier as well. And Rick and Morty and all that shit. But yes, if you liked us, like the video. If every Tuesday now's when I upload. Subscribe if you want to be and hit the bell just in case you don't get notified. Because I have everyone else I watch on YouTube. Yes, thank you for listening. Say bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Adios.